Hello, Alex. Thank you for joining us. We'd like to get your thoughts on day one, and you spoke on a panel. How was that so far?
Absolutely amazing. I think one of the things I personally really like about this forum is that it takes a slightly different stance from the rest of the industry. A lot of the time, we meet on issues to do with energy. It's rarely a technology and energy component together. And I genuinely believe as Africans, one of the ways we can harness a significant amount of our future, or at least the things we want for our future, is by doing things smarter. And the one way to ensure you do things smarter is to ensure you apply technology, whether it's in the discovery of reserves, in how you build the projects that then deliver the molecules, whether they're oil or gas, or the development of renewable projects and how you integrate those with existing projects that are perhaps not as clean, and how you're able to transition through from where we are now to where we need to be, in a just way, of course, is something that we may not appreciate it today, but technology plays a huge part in that journey. I make it bold to say that the impact of technology on that space of energy and the 4 times increase we will see in energy consumption over the next half century is something that needs to be tackled in a very pragmatic way, and I'm talking globally. With Africa harnessing a significant amount of those resources, whether it be minerals in the ground or indeed renewables like the sun, the wind, etc. There's a significant role to play, not just in powering the future of energy, but also ensuring that future is powered in an efficient way to everyone's benefit. So this conference brings that home, right? And whilst it's an Africa focused, I think we really must keep the world in perspective as we discuss. So having a great time.
Okay, that's glad to know. Can you share with us how Oando is leveraging technology and innovation in the oil, gas, and energy sector?
Well, I think the future of Oando has always been hinged on understanding what the trends are and how to position ourselves ahead of the curve, right? And we, as an example, started using elements of AI in bots over 5 years ago, when this was still new. It was still in the early stages, and we were able to bring some of our manual tasks, reconciliation work, traditional routine endeavors into that frame of being automated, right? And that's the first step. I think since then we've been able to look at a lot of our ERP utilization, which is our enterprise resource planning tool that we have, and how that leverages the data we have to produce greater insights, whether it's with regards to our projects and project optimization, with timeline, resource spend, but most importantly, our development projects and how we get from, discovery to production. Right? We also have just taken over operatorship of a significant asset group, because there are 4 blocks within this group, and that operation requires us to harness a brownfield, effectively a blown down field, but still has quite a bit of resources in there. But you've gone through the phase in which you could just produce those resources in any way. We have to now be very efficient. We have to be predictive in our approaches to reduce downtime. And technology is playing a huge part in that as we embark on our deployment of IoTs across our systems, so pipeline and also our facilities, to identify when there are breaks in the system ahead of the break happening, right? Okay, so effectively you're able to monitor
Proactive
flows, you're able to monitor various leading indicators that allow you to take action ahead of the situation happening. So these are some of the ways that we're using technology.
Okay. Going off one of the main points being mentioned during the various panels, collaboration.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of a collaboration between the Africa Energy Technology Center and the Oando Group?
Certainly. I mean, that's the whole point of being here, right? There already is a collaboration, as you know, and the sponsors of this event. Are, we deeply believe that there is a synergy that is core to the future that we collectively are planning for. And I think without the partnerships we talked about on the panel,
Yeah.
and the collaboration, whether it's between countries, organizations across the continent, I think it will be impossible to achieve that. So the direct answer to your question is yes.
And lastly, for someone who has not attended this conference, what would be the key takeaway, or if you have 3 key takeaways from the conference, what would that be?
I'll do one
Okay.
takeaway.
One
And I think the takeaway will be the fact that we must write our own future as Africans.
Okay.
And the only way to do that is to first and foremost thoroughly understand what our problems are, engage each other on the solutions that have been preferred, not just at this conference, but a lot of the conferences that we have on the continent, and channel a path to a solution that involves all stakeholders being considered at the table. I think this conference provides the opportunity to really leverage the perspective of technology and how it can bring not just efficiencies and the things we've spoken about, reliability and proactive and predictive actions, but be a democratizing tool for the population. As we know, Africa certainly has a significant amount of its people, 600 million thereabouts, in darkness.
Yeah.
It's bringing those people out of darkness and bringing them to economic prosperity, as well as lifting all our countries, beyond where we are now. Not just from an energy standpoint, but from a growth and prosperity standpoint, to give every African man, woman, or child a dignifying life.
Thank you very much, Alex, for the insights shared, and we hope to see you at the next edition.
Hope to see you soon.